Hello everyone, welcome to Tutorials in Hand. In this video tutorial, we are going to see how to write a program in Python to check if a particular value is present in a dictionary or not. So we will be given a dictionary and we will ask the user to provide a particular value and we have to basically print if that value is present or not. So without further ado, let's get started with the video. So first of all, let's assume that this is the dictionary of which we are talking about, and over here we have to check if a value is present or not that would be given by the user. So let's have a variable, let's call it as simply searchable. Now let's ask the user to enter the value that he or she is looking out for. So we know in Python we can take input with help of input function. So we'll simply write input and then enter the value, right? Now we are aware that this particular function will return us a string, right? So we have to cast it into the desired data type, and over here we can clearly see that all the values are integer type. So we can directly convert it to integer type like this, right? Now what's the main thing? Now we have to basically do a thing that we have to check in all of the values if this searchable is present or not. Then here comes the question that how can we get all these values from the dictionary? So in Python, we have a very beautiful method called dot values. So with help of dot values, we can get all the values which is present in the dictionary. So let me show you how it works. Just what we have to do is we have to just write dot values and then this symbol. Right now, let's print and see like what exactly happens. So yeah, let's give anything. It's of no value as of now. Yeah, you can see that it's printing that the dictionary value is what? So it's nothing but these all values that was there in this, right? So we got all the values which is present in the dictionary. Now what we have to do? So we have to basically iterate in this, and we can perform a linear check or linear search that whether or not searchable is present in that. So how we will perform is what we are going to do. We'll simply run a for loop into this values and we'll check continuously if searchable is present. So before moving ahead, if you are not aware of how exactly for loop works, then we would recommend you to see the video whose link we will provide in the description, because from now I will assume that you are aware of how exactly a for loop works. So let's start with it. So let's have a variable I, and then in what we have to search. So we have, I mean, in what we have to iterate. So we have to basically iterate on this thing, which is we have to iterate on values. So let's give that. Now let's give a colon. So we have to check if I is identical to searchable, right? So what we are telling, we are doing what? So while applying for loop, what we are doing is we are iterating into this. So for the first time 83 will come inside the loop. Okay, now we are checking if 83 is identical to the number that the user has provided. If so, if let's say the user has provided 83 and we got 83 also, then we will simply print that yes, the value is present, right? Now if we get the value, then we will break it simply. So from this we can make out that let's say the user has entered the value which is present, we will get the result as yes, the value is present. But if the value is not present, then we will not get any output, right? So let's print it and see if that works. So here you can see that it's asking me to enter the value. So let's give a positive one, let it be 98. And here you can see that it's telling that yeah, the value is found. Let's apply with the negative test case. So let's provide 22, which is not there, and here you can see that we didn't got any output. So this is how we can perform the linear check, but let's add more onto it. Why? Because okay, just because let's say the user has entered the value which is not present, then it's not a good solution to not give any output. Rather, we can provide something with help of which the user also gets to know that yeah, the value is not present. So to do that, what we will do is we will maintain a variable. Let's call it simply flag. Now we are initializing its value out to be 0. Now what we are doing is inside the loop, and particularly inside the if statement, we are updating the value out to be 1. Now what will happen is, see, the initial value of flag is 0, right? Now what will happen that the moment the loop will move inside the if statement, only that time the value of flag will get updated to 1, right? So if the loop do not move inside this if condition, then the value will remain 0 itself, right? So basically we are telling that update the value to 1 only when the value is present in this, right? So if outside the loop we will check that if flag is identical to 0, what do this mean? So this simply means that we are checking that the iteration has not moved inside this. So if it's so, if the iteration has not moved inside this, that means what? That means the value is not present. So let's print it. Now let's rerun it. Okay, so it's asking me to enter the value. Let's give a negative one. Let it be 22. And boom, here you can see that instead of not printing anything, now it's printing that yeah, the value is not present. On now, let's again work out for the positive test case. So let's move out with 91, which is present here. So let's give 91. And here you can see that yes, the value is present. So this is how we can write a program in Python to check if a particular value is present in a dictionary or not. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you.